Today's video, I'm going to talk about the best metal albums of September. This has been a very big month for new releases, and I have 16 albums. I may have missed some, but I did not have time to listen to everything this month. I'll also be going through them fairly quickly because all these albums have full reviews with the exception of two of them, which have short reviews, but all these albums can be found on my channel, here on YouTube, as well as in the podcast section of YouTube Music. With that being said, let me get into this. This will be a countdown from worst to best, culminating in my album of the month. At number 16, I have the band Eclipse with Megalomanium. This is some melodic hard rock music that was made in a Swedish laboratory. The result is some super catchy radio-friendly rock. This is the most family-friendly album on my list. You could probably play this at your kid's birthday party if you want to hear some metal and not offend anyone. This album is very enjoyable. The songs are super catchy. It's not a very heavy album, but that's not a problem. I still enjoy it, and for that reason, I have it at number 16. Coming in on 15 is Code Red by Primal Fear. This is, I guess you can call them a power metal band. They lean towards traditional heavy metal. They've been around for a long time. This is their 15th album, I believe, and the songs are very catchy. They're accessible. It's not like traditional power metal. It's more of a heavy metal sound. You hear a lot of influence from classic Iron Maiden and Judas Priest. Their band has been around for a long time, and for that reason, I have them here at number 15. Sylosis, Sign of Things to Come. This is one of those bands that's kind of hard to put into one specific type of genre. I would say they're more leaning towards thrash metal or even groove metal. It's another band that's been around for a while. I heard a lot of people complain that they change their sound. Their other albums are different, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not very familiar with the rest of their albums, but I enjoyed this. I especially like the guitar riffs and the guitar sound in general. It just gives me everything I want, and for that reason I have it at number 14. Coming in at number 13 is Cryptopsy with As Gomorrah Burns. This is some Canadian technical death metal. This one's probably a little lower than I expected it to be after I did my original review because I liked it a lot. I went back to it when I was compiling this list and I still enjoyed it, but there were a few other death metal albums that came out this month that I thought were better than this, but still worthy of making my list. It's very technical. You have to listen to it a few times to appreciate it. For fans of extreme metal, if you're looking for something that's catchy, radio-friendly, or sing-alongable, this is not it. This is for people who like things very heavy. At number 12, I have Tomb Mold with The Enduring Spirit. This is another old school death metal band. They seem to have followed the same path as the classic death metal band Death by incorporating more of a progressive sound on this release. This one has a lot of that dirty old school death metal sound with great guitar riffs, deep guttural vocals. They've also incorporated a lot of clean guitars and atmospheric sounds. I think that is something that made it stand out. For that reason, I have it at number 12. At number 11, I have Kill Devil Hill with The Seas of Oblivion. This is one of those bands that kind of like a side project of different artists. They have a big Alice in Chains influence. I think that's why I like this album. It's still a metal album. It's heavier than anything Alice in Chains have ever done, but they incorporate a lot of grungy and sludgy guitar riffs. This is another album with a great guitar sound, and all the songs are very catchy and well written. For that reason, I have it at number 11. At number 10, I have Brujeria with Esto Brujeria, another band I kind of like. It's kind of like a side project of many popular musicians. We have people who play in Napalm Death, a lot of other people. When you see this band on stage, there's like 10 or 12 people on stage, and they have new members coming in and out. It's also a band that doesn't release albums very often. Their last one was in 2016. The music is in Spanish. The lyrics are about politics relating to tensions between Mexico and the United States, such as drug lords and violence. They also talk about other topics like Satanism and different occult things. Probably more enjoyable if you understand Spanish, but this is some heavy death metal and grindcore, so I recommend it. And number 9 is Cannibal Corpse with Chaos Horrific. This is the follow-up to Violence Unimagined from 2021. It has the same lineup. I think it's important because it's a band that's been around for a long time. They are one of the pioneers of death metal. What I like about this band is that the songs all seem to have their own life. Sometimes with death metal, songs can blend into each other, but on this album, this band in particular, every song has its own unique quality. They don't stray from their like formulaic sound, and I like this band. I like the music videos because it's like watching like a horror movie, and it's a legendary band that definitely worth making the list. And number 8 is Nervosa with Jailbreak. This is an all-female band. They originated from Brazil, even though the members have changed a lot over the course of their albums, and many of them are from different countries. This is thrash metal leaning towards death metal. Songs are very catchy. The guitar sounds great. They're very heavy. This band is really good at making memorable songs that will stick in your head. And it's a solid album. Pretty much all the albums are very good, but this was worth making the list. And number 7 is Soen with Memorial. This is probably a controversial pick because it's one of those bands that have been known to have a progressive metal sound that has been influenced by bands like Opeth and Tool. But on this album, they're leaning towards more of a commercial sound. Songs are a lot catchier and maybe a little more radio friendly. They still have that progressive component to them. I know a lot of people didn't like this album, but I have it at number 7 because I enjoyed all the songs. I think the songs are memorable, and it's an album that I go back to often. So for that reason, I have it at number 7. At number 6, I have Stone by Baroness. This is one of those bands I've known about. Never really listened to them too much. I think this album really won me over. They're a unique band. If I have to compare them to anybody, I would say Mastodon. But they have their own style. They play a mix of sludgy progressive metal. They like to incorporate a lot of different types of vocal styles, and they also have lots of acoustic guitars, and at times they can sound like folk music. They're hard to put into one category. The sound was very good, so for that reason I have it at number 6. At number 5, I have KK's Priest with The Sinner Rides Again. This one came out a few days ago. Had a lot of people debating me in the comments because some people hate it, some people love it, some people think it's better than Judas Priest, and I like it. I wasn't completely blown away when I did my first review, but I think the past few days it has grown on me. I think it's a little better than the first album, even though it's very similar to the first album. It's also very similar to Judas Priest, especially albums like Painkiller or Firepower. But that's all I'm going to say. I have a lot of people debating this in my comment section, so I'll refer you to my full review. And number 4 is going to be a big surprise because this is a band called Oomph. The name of the album is Richter und Henker, and they are a German band that's very similar to Rammstein. I didn't do a full review. I did a short review on this, and at first I thought it was just okay. I wasn't blown away, but I kept re-listening to this over the past few weeks, and it's a really solid album. This band has been around longer than Rammstein. They never really got as big as that band, or maybe in Germany they are, but I'm not sure. I don't really have much more to say about it. They sound a lot like Rammstein, or at least to my American ears, they do. This album is solid, and the songs are like very catchy. That's what this band does very well. At number 3, I have Confessions of the Fallen by Staind. This is a band that I really like. I like it because of the lyrics. They speak to me and have spoken to me over the years, especially going through hard times. And I think that's the reason they stand out amongst the other butt rock bands or nu metal bands, if you want to call them that. Bands like Linkin Park, Saliva, Seether, Puddle of Mud. I think this band is very good. It's the first album in over 10 years. They just picked up where they left off. I love this album. Check out my full review, and I have it at number 3. At number 2, I have another album which I just reviewed in my previous video. It's a controversial pick. I know some people hate it, some people love it. I really like it, and it's Code Orange, The Above. It's because I'm a big fan of 90s music. I love anything alternative or grunge, and on this album they really started moving their sound towards grunge or alternative. It's been something that has been progressing over the course of their albums, and I just reviewed this. I'm not going to talk much more about it. I like it. You probably hate it, but it's my number 2. And number 1 is an album that you might be surprised I have it at number 1. I think it's just a great album, and I think it's something that almost everybody agrees on. I haven't heard anybody say anything negative about this. It's an awesome death metal album. Type of album you listen to start to finish. And the reason I have it at number 1 is just listening to it makes me feel good. It's filled with guitar riffs. They just go through you. They put you in a good mood. And when you listen to it, you just enjoy it. It's an album you listen to start to finish. I'll be honest with you, I can't really say any one song is better than the other. I kind of look at this as one singular piece of art that you listen to from start to finish. It's like 30-something minutes long. Just makes you feel good. And it puts you in a good mood, and that's why I like it. And that's all. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Please list anything I may have missed. And check out this video right here. It's from last month. The best metal videos of August. And like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.